Welcome to Heroic Imonar the Soul Hunter Guide. Start off with talents here. I would run with Abyssal Strike, Fallout, Flame Crash, Fracture, Concentrated Sigils, there's no adds to CC, Spirit Bomb, and Last Resort. Demonic Confusion would be a good one to use here. Soul Barrier would be decent for Phase 2, but not so much anywhere else. I would use Last Resort because it's easier to deal with. But if you do need the uptime with Demon Spikes, and for what I've heard so far for Mythic Imonar, you might actually need Demonic Confusion to make it easier, so keep that in mind. Talk about gear. I use the 2-piece tier 20. I use the Oblivion's Embrace and Archmon's Hatred Reborn. Good trinkets here would be Dark Moon card, because it's all physical damage that you're taking. Apocalypse Drive would be okay, not really that good, to be honest. Demas, I'm probably just going to use Demas from here on out because I like it a lot. Withering Heart of Darkness would be good. Yeah, and just a normal trinket rotation they would use for a single target fight. I should say other legendaries first. Pridus would be okay, actually would not be too bad here. Cloak would be bad. Belt would be fine for single target damage. Boots would be kinda okay, nothing good. Pants would be really good. Safus is bad. Archimon's is good. And Insignia of the Grand Army is good for single target damage if you have great tier 2 Crucible talents. And then, I should say Pantheon trinkets. If you have enough in your raid, you should probably use that to buff your raid. And then consumables is the normal agility flask. Agility food, ruined, prolonged power, and old war. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the guide. Welcome to Heroic Imonar the Soul Hunter Guide. This is a fight, 3 phases. As a tank, it's pretty simple. So I'm going to start, I'm going to tank first. He has this frontal cleave, nature damage, actually it's physical damage. It puts a debuff on you that you shoot nature damage at X number of people, or X equals the number of stacks. So we taunt off at 4 stacks, which means I'm shooting 4 different people. So we're going to go ahead and start. We're going to jump in. You got to turn them away from everybody because it is a cleave, but it is physical damage. It's the shock glance. So right there, I have 1 stack. Face them away from everybody else. The sleep canister. If you get it, you gotta get out of the raid, or you put everybody asleep. This is our first kill, very first pull ever. So this is kind of sloppy, but at least you get to see the mechanics.
1.
So I'm doing my normal DPS rotation. There's a lot of physical damage going out, so make sure you keep out demon spikes. So we turn off at 4. And I'm randomly shooting nature damage at 4 people because I have 4 debuffs.
1.
So stay outside of the grenades. Hope everybody with sleep cancer gets out of the raid. And then we do a taunt rotation.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So this is the entire phase 1. Not much has changed here. Again, it's pretty straightforward. Taunt at 4 and keep turning the boss.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Now, what makes this fight fun is the transition, which I'm sure most people are already familiar with, the bridge.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, so here's the bridge. He drops... Alright, let me talk about what these do. So here is a mine, here's a different type of trap. So this hits the person that runs into it and knocks them back. It's not that bad. The green ones will stun you. So ideally, you want to dodge all of it. These giant circles of death, it will do damage to you, put a dot on you, and I'm pretty sure it knocks you back a little bit. Once you're here, you have to interrupt the boss, but you don't want to do that until everybody's over on this side, because then you'll start nuking people still on the bridge. So you go over here and you wait until they traverse the bridge. People are running through bombs. I don't know how though, but they are. So this is the first transition. It's not bad. So now in phase 2, we get a different debuff called Sever. I want to say Sever.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, Sever. It's a physical damage dot that does quite a bit of damage. You spawn off at 2. The thing about Sever is it does not cleave, so you and the off tank can just stack up. This is a lot like Hard to Tan's debuff, where you just have a ticking physical damage dot. So if you want to keep up demon spikes or any physical damage reduction. There are now these red mines. I believe they just do AoE damage. There's no reason to ever hit these mines.
3, 2, 1.
Beware.
These use charge blasts when people get picked. They're going to get, you can see him right here. They're picked up here. Turn over here. So here he is. When the ships are going to shoot a laser beam at the person that's marked and knocking back anybody in the path. So you want them to get away from everybody else, but not get knocked off the cliff either, or the platform.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware.
So the next transition should be starting. This is where it gets really sloppy, and I'll show you why. Alright, so here's the transition. There are these bombs here, these traps, these tripwires. If you run through that, it hits the raid for a ton of damage. So you cannot, and I repeat, cannot pop an immunity and just run through them all, because you're going to nuke the entire raid and kill a ton of people. So let's take a look and see what that looks like. So I'm going to break this one on the right, so we can deal with one and run around the rest. And you're not at a huge rush here. You have like a minute and a half to get across this bridge. So we're going to break that one. Break one more, just heal it off before we keep moving, but they ran through a second one, which is bad. And then keep running into traps. We've just lost almost 3 people, so I'm just gonna just run through that. Yeah, I screwed up there. And we're down half the raid, because they mess up that at the end there. The biggest thing that people seem to forget on this, before I continue, is that even with immunities, what you do hits the entire raid. It doesn't just hit you. So you can't just sacrifice yourself to clear a path for everybody else, because you're going to kill everybody else. Like right now, we're down half the raid. This is where you bloodlust. He still has his shock lance, but now it's empowered. Still cleaves, and I don't know why they're standing there. Why are they standing there? The only difference with empowered, why am I standing there? I moved, okay. Is you can't drop these debuffs. With the empowered shock lance, you can't drop them. And at least heroic, there was no reason why one tank couldn't get all the stacks. Right now we're taunting at 2. But there's nothing stopping us from letting one tank tank them all, because if I have 2 stacks, he has 2 stacks, we're still hitting 4 people in the raid. If I have 4 stacks, he has 0, we're still hitting 4 people in the raid. The tank that has more stacks will take more damage, but in heroic, it really wasn't that big of a deal. For mythic, you probably want to watch out for that. Another side note, any mines you left out from phase 1 remain here. So all these mines here, were here from phase 1.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I really can't remember why I was letting him get a lot of stacks. This fight is very forgiving. As you can see, over half the raid dead, and we still kill him on the very first week and the very first pull.
2, 1.
So right now, I'm shooting 5 different people with nature damage. He's shooting 7 different people with nature damage. So a lot of raid damage is going out at this point. Which you see why a lot of people are dropping low.
Four, three, two, one.
Everybody's almost dead. And there he is. Really sloppy fight. Like a really sloppy fight, but it's doable. And I was going to re-record it this week to show you a clean kill, but I thought this was better to show you this version of it, to show you that even though stuff goes wrong, you can still recover. So, and that is the heroic Imonar god. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments, and thank you for watching.